Hey third grade, how are y'all doing today? Today we're going to be on section 2, lesson 3. You're going to need pages 35, 36, and 37. Okay? And we're going to read the story called Brother and Sister and then work on completing the think, talk, and write activities. Okay? So we're going to do some of this together and then you're going to have some of it to do on your own. Okay? Alright, so let's look on page 35. We are going to read the story Brother and Sister, and you're going to have to look at some key details from the folktale Brother and Sister that come from the beginning of the story, the middle of the story, and at the end of the story. And in the middle, you're going to have to think about what the sister thought and what the brother thought. Okay, so be looking for those things as we read the story. So here we go. Brother and Sister. It's a folktale from Korea. Long ago, a brother and sister grew rice to sell. Through the long summer, they worked together to take care for the rice paddies. In the fall, they harvested all the rice and put the rice into bags. Each got the same number of bags. After one harvest, the brother announced he was soon to be married. The sister knew her brother would need money to buy a new house for his bride. She didn't feel the rice was divided fairly, so that night she took an extra bag of rice to her brother's house in secret. So why did the sister take that extra bag of rice? She thought that her brother might need that extra bag of rice because he was getting married and he might need the money for it. And she didn't feel like it was divided correctly. Very good. All right, let's go to paragraph 3. The brother, too, felt the rice was not divided fairly. His sister had a large family. She would need more rice. So that night, the brother took an extra bag to his sister's house in secret. So why did the brother take the extra bag of rice to his sister's? That's right, because she had a large family, so they were both thinking of each other, weren't they? All right, paragraph 4. The next day, the brother and sister counted their rice bags. Strange. Both had the same number as before. So that night, when the moon was full, they made another attempt. They tried to do the same thing again. In the moonlight, the brother and sister each saw the other carrying a bag of rice. They laughed, and the mystery was solved. So did they figure out how they ended up with the same amount as when they started with? They did. They both were taking each other an extra bag of rice, and they ended up with the same amount as they started with. So that's pretty cool, huh? All right, so let's read that one more time through. Think about some key details we want to tell for the beginning of the story, the middle of the story, from the sister's point and the brother's point, and then the ending, okay? So I'm going to read it one more time. Why don't y'all choral read with me, okay? It's called Brother and Sister, a folktale from Korea. So here we go in 3, 2, 1. Long ago, a brother and sister grew rice to sell. Through the long summer, they worked together to care for the rice paddies. In the fall, they harvested all the rice and put the rice into bags. Each got the same number of bags. After one harvest, the brother announced he was soon to be married. The sister knew her brother would need money to buy a new house for his bride. She didn't feel the rice was divided fairly, so that night she took an extra bag of rice to her brother's house in secret. The brother, too, felt the rice was not divided fairly. His sister had a large family. She would need more rice. So that night, the brother took an extra bag to his sister's house in secret. The next day, the brother and sister counted their rice bags. Strange, both had the same number as before. So that night, when the moon was full, they made another attempt. In the moonlight, the brother and sister each saw the other carrying a bag of rice. They laughed. The mystery was solved. All right, so let's look at page 36. It tells us, how do you choose which details to include when you recount a story? In the little box on the side there, it tells us to decide whether a detail is important. Think about whether the story makes sense without it. Okay, so if it doesn't make sense, if we didn't put it in there, then we would need to be sure we included it for a key detail. So it tells us to recount the folktale Brother and Sister by adding key details to the chart below. Well, they already gave us the beginning. What did they say for the beginning detail? Let's read that together. A brother and sister grow and sell rice. They each get the same number of bags of rice. That's very good. That's what happens at the beginning. But in the middle of the story, you see there it has what did the sister think and what did the brother. What is the detail about what the sister does and what is the detail about what the brother does? we kind of stopped and talked about those whenever we got there because I knew that you need to know this. All right, so what did the sister do? That's right, the sister thinks that her brother will need more money to buy a house, so she secretly brings him an extra bag of rice. So that's what you're going to write by sister. And I'm going to hold this up there. Remember, you can pause it. If I pull it down too quickly, you can write your answer and then continue on, okay? And what did the brother do? Y'all remember? That's right, the brother thought his sister would need more money to take care of her large family, right? So he secretly brings her a bag of rice. So those were two important things that happened, two key details that happened in the middle of the story, right? Those are important things. The story wouldn't make sense. The ending wouldn't make sense if we didn't know those. So then what happened at the end? That's right, in the moonlight, the brother and sister see each other because they had made that second attempt to do it since they had the same number of bags as they started, so they're trying to do it again. All right. They see each other when they go to do it, right? And they laugh and their mystery's solved. So in the moonlight, the brother and sister see each other and they laugh and the mystery is solved. Very, very good. Y'all did a great job with that. That was a really cute story. Really cute folk tale. All right, so you have 2 assignments, okay? All right. So, first of all, it tells you to use your details from the chart and take turns retelling it with your partner. Well, I know that we're not in school and you can't turn into your shoulder partner and tell them. So what I want you to do is tell your parent or a brother or sister using this chart about the details of the story. Just retell the story to them, okay? And then finally, your short response, which we're going to use this page right here. It says, which details from the chart do you think are the most important? List and tell why you chose them. Okay, so we did that on here, okay? And so you're just rewriting on here, okay? It says, what details would you need to help a friend understand what happens in the story? Don't forget to check your writing, so just kind of write that in paragraph form for me. Which details from the chart do you think are the most important? List them and tell why you chose them. All right? So give me the details and why you chose that they were important, okay? And you're using the chart that we just completed. All right, now be sure that you send this to me. Have your parents email it to me or send me a picture of it through Dojo so that I can give it to Miss Griffin so you can get your points, okay? You guys have a great day, and Miss Maisie will see you next time.